All right, so a Thor's Day update here. Hopefully those of you who are watching are catching on. Yeah, just a lot of energies coming in today, a lot going on today, a lot of culminating happening right now. And I'm being told to really let Andaman through again, so that is what I'm gonna do here. So let me just sink down into the Andaman energy a bit. I could keep giving the entire message in this energetic language, but I will switch over so that a more common human understanding can occur. It is Thor's Day. It is a time to be out and about, out in the woods, out in the world, doing the things that you do, being who you are out in the world is important. Thor was always Thor wherever he went. And that is the essence of Thor. The essence of the Thor energy is being who you are wherever you go. This does not mean that sometimes you are not hidden. Sometimes Thor dressed up differently. Sometimes Thor decided to appear as a troll or a giant. Sometimes Thor would cross-dress. Sometimes Thor would go so far as to run all the way through a mock wedding or marriage. Sometimes Thor almost seemed to lose himself in where he was and what he was doing. But know that this is only a seeming. If you're listening to these messages, you are someone who reflects the world back at it. You are someone who is like a mirror. And sometimes it can feel as if you're forgetting yourself, but Thor does not forget himself. The Thor energy does not forget itself, and you do not forget yourself. You always come back to yourself. And there are flashes, there are moments when you dip down into a deeper essence of yourself. And you feel yourself strongly in those moments. Not the self that is the mere human part of you, but the self that is the star being that you are. And more, that is what is important, is to be that star being. Be that star being at all times. Be more aware of that star being. Bring that energy in to the earth plane. If you do nothing else but hold space for that energy to come in, that is what you are here for. Now, if you hold that space and you bring in that energy, and the more you do it, the more you will shine out. The more you will become known and seen, even if others do not have the exact words to put to it. They will see you, they will know you as something a little different, and that is okay. That is a space to be brave in, to be courageous in, to not worry about what you will say and what you will do until you know you are supposed to say it or supposed to do it. It will come to you. When the action comes to you, not once, but twice, but 3 times, then do it. When the words come to you, not once, but twice, but 3 times, then speak them. They will be right. They will be correct. Sometimes words you could have said but will not have said will have been true for a different timeline, but not the timeline that you, particularly in your own present timeline, are choosing. Another version of you will have chosen that. You'll become more and more aware of that. You'll become more and more aware of actions you might have taken and the worlds those actions might have made. But that is not you now. That is not this timeline now. In some cases, those words or those actions will come back around and you will end up speaking them. You will end up taking those actions at another time, and the timeline that might have been bypassed will be brought back in. Timelines are like streamers, and you, the more and more awakened to all these energies, to your own identity, your own star identity, your own ancestry, the more you are awakened to that, the more you are like a streamer passing through the night, gathering other energies along with you. The more of us that align to these energies, that thread will become stronger, that we are building together, we are weaving together. And it is a weaving. The patterns sometimes disappear and then they come back in. This is the way, this is the path. It's the path of the shuttle in terms of weaving. It's the path of the warp and the weft of the weaving. There are energies that go back and forth, and there are energies that go forward across the back and forth. There are energies that come back in. There are energies that leave and seem to have disappeared, but they also end up coming back in. Nothing is ever gone. No one is ever gone. The deepest, darkest enemy you've had in this life, the one sucking at your soul, the one sucking energy like a black hole from you, from your life, even they are not lost. Their losing in this life is to have thought that they have been lost, to have thought that their life could be shaved down to a point of misery. But even that cannot lose them. Even that cannot lose them. Much will be shed from them. Much energy will be shed from them that will not pass on. But there is a bright white light within that does not pass on, because this is the positive polarity universe. And that light, that energy cannot be fully banished, fully taken away, fully drawn into the negative polarity realm. Has been spoken previously, there are those along your paths that seem aligned with the negative polarity. You can tell this because they're sucking energy from those around them. You'll be able to tell this now more than ever because those people are becoming more and more isolated. As awakening happens in the world, that means individuals and collectives are becoming aware of these points, these nodal points of darkness, of dark energies swirling. This is not the darkness of the woods or the forest or the nighttime. This is the darkness of the negative polarity energy that sucks in the positive polarity into itself and is vacuous, its hunger and its thirst for energy seems unable to be satisfied. And the awakening we've been going through is to recognize this and to cut off that flow. It is like parasitism. that offers nothing back in return. This is not an ecological relationship of mutual benefit to any extent. It is always a relationship, and it is ecological. It is literally, it happens because it can happen, because of the underlying laws of this reality allow for this to happen. Such beings can exist, therefore such beings will exist. In a place such as the Earth, where darkness in the past, this kind of negative energy darkness, this black hole darkness that sucks at the positive energy, has been invited in. Portals are opened when this happens, and these entities come in. They are more mindless when they come in than anything. They are just possibilities seeking to become bigger, stronger, more. They do this by sucking in the positive energy and bloating themselves. Over time, many of them have understood that to attach themselves to beings such as humans allows them to pull in more energy. They can manufacture a world around a particular being that is able to supply them. To supply them with unending amounts of this positive energy. And as this happens, the person who has been attached to becomes darker, not a person in their shadow, a person completely unaware of their shadow. This is the marker of it. It is not the people who are aware of their shadow, the people who have done, as it's called, shadow work, the people who are aware of the nighttime as well as the daytime, the time of when the moon rules versus the time when the sun rules, right? These types of things. The people who will venture into the dark forest or the swamp or what have you, both physically and figuratively, metaphorically, psychically, psychologically. All these terms may describe this. No, these folks are unaware of their shadow, and they're unable to be aware of their shadow. That is the marker. And there's nothing you can do, no light you can shed. The more you shed light, the more energy you're giving them, and they soak it up. They're unable to see their shadow, no matter how much light you put on it. There is very little that can be done for many of these. The best that can be done is for you who are aware of them to live in your own light and your own brightness, to pull in your own star energies, your own star ancestries, and anchor them here on the earth plane. You can do this in many ways. At some point, Jared will be demonstrating. I'm just learning this. Thank you, Andaman. Jared will be demonstrating some of these things. There's a particular practice that you can begin by first selecting for yourself, acquiring for yourself 7 stones of different type and different color that align for you with your different chakra energy centers. You can look these up online. You can also go back to several videos that will mention dealing with energies, dealing with frequencies, dealing with vibrations. This information has been coming through for some time. We'll keep circling back around to it at times. It is the core practice here. The core practice is to be aware of your energy centers, aware of blockages in your energy centers, and allowing the energy to flow. You are a tree. Human beings are trees. Your roots go down into the earth plane. Your ancestry from the earth plane is there. It comes up through you. And more than that, you are rooted in the biosphere of the earth itself. You partake of all of that. None of that is closed off from you. No cultural thing, no language, no way of understanding or idea is closed off for you. Yes, there is something called cultural appropriation, but when you personally connect with an energy that has been here on the earth plane, you are not appropriating it to profit by it. When you are using these energies to better yourself, to become more and more aware of your own ancestry and your own birthright on this earth plane, that is a positive thing. That is a positive polarity, action, practice. There will be shadow involved, understand. Shadow work involves both dipping into the shadow and pulling out points of light hidden in the shadow that can be used now and are useful now and are good now for you, as well as rejecting things, becoming aware of them and rejecting them because they are not for you now. They may have been for someone else at a previous time. They may well be again for someone at a later time, but you are deciding not now, not for you, not here. In any case, the first step is to work with your energy centers. The stones that you work with do not have to be special. They can be picked up from a gravel pit. You will know them. They will call to you, and you will be able to arrange them according to your chakra energy centers. That is enough. You need not spend a dime. You can, of course, purchase, acquire, trade for, whatever, a particular set of chakra energy stones. Whatever calls to you. Whatever calls to you. Begin working with them. Set them up in order according to the chakra energy centers. Place them over your chakra energy centers. Feel their vibrations, their frequencies. This is a practice that you may begin with that will not just align you with the root. You're a tree, and your branches are also roots. This is the truth, the new truth that must become known. Your branches are roots. Your branches fly out into the stars. And you, as you stream through time and space, and you pick up on these energies and become consciously aware of them, those energies are always there and in you, understand. But as you become aware of them, they flare up, and others are attracted to them. And then more and more of us are streaming through time and space, space and time. And these threads become thickened. The energies from our star ancestries are pulled in. This by itself is not all that there is to do. There is more work to be done than just that. This is the 3D, 4D earth plane. It partakes of the zero dimension, the original one. It partakes of the first dimension, the one knowing itself. It partakes of the second dimension, the one splitting, the original split, the polarities, first polarity, by which it can know itself in a different way. And from there into the third dimension and the fourth dimension, which are how space and time are derived. That is a lot for now. Do not worry about the higher dimensions at this time. It is much more important to become aware of your own timeline and how it splits and varies, about how your own acknowledged past matters to your life. Deal with those energies first. Until you have dealt with those energies, the fifth dimension will be not very much use to you. It will be confusing. It will be too much for you. Too much. Deal with your own timeline, your own past, your own future. Where are you going? Where have you been? As you do this, the fifth dimension will open to you. But it is very important that you deal with your own past and your own trajectory in the future of this timeline that you are upon and that you are making. Because if you don't, your heart space risks being closed down. And again, working with the energies, working with your energy centers, it is vital that you work on your heart space. Until the heart space opens, the fifth dimension is a perilous place. It's a perilous perspective where fear and worry can pull you in. And when that happens, the negative polarity entities can latch onto you and really suck you dry and do much damage. The people that you know who are most drowned in that negative polarity, that is what has happened to them. They actually had a lot of vision. They were able to see into the future. They were able to see many timelines. But fear and worry crept in. They lost hold of their heart space. They lost hold of love. Love and gravity are one. Love pulls together. Gravity pulls together. It is the same force. It's not different. It is the same force. Different aspects, but the same force. That's a lot for today. We're gonna leave it there. If you are on this kind of journey where any of this is making sense to you, resonating with you, triggering something in you, understand that I'm here, able to answer questions, also able to ask questions that may help you, almost like a diagnosis. Things can get confusing on this journey. This path can become like a tangled forest or a mucky swamp. And that is not what it is meant to be, but it can feel that way. There can be moments, especially as your heart space opens, where so much becomes possible that you get confused. You see so much, you feel so much, and it's all opening up for you. It is a fraught time, and it's not advisable to go through that by yourself. It is not. It is not. Please reach out. It's not something I'm gonna charge you for. I'm taken care of. All right. Much love and peace to you. All the light you can stand on your path, sending it your way right now.